Hello. Hi boys. Hi mi amor Nancy. And I just got back from Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Today was inauguration day, but yesterday was like a rally for Donald Trump, and I didn't go to a rally, but I worked at Uber Eats and made enough for the day early, and it was really snowing a lot, so for safety reasons I didn't want to continue, so it worked out good. So I don't know why, but I always like I find it pleasing of walking in the mall, like different malls. Like part of it's because they're like dying now and they might not be around, in 15, 20 years. So we'll see, but definitely there has been a decline of malls, and there's some that still are good. And I went to one in Washington yesterday, and it was cool. I didn't stay there too long because it closed probably like 20 minutes after I got there, but I walked around and I bought where's it at here? Somewhere. Bought a ear mitten thing, or the ear muffs to cover my ears because it's pretty cold, and it was nice. And then I went to a cigar shop right after, and I stayed there. Man, it was cool because a lot of Trump people. I talked. I did some networking. I didn't want to do too much networking, but it just naturally came, and it was really cool. Talked to other guys, and had my cigar, had my ginger ale. It was really cool. I stayed till like I think 11 o'clock, and then what did I do afterwards? I think I ended up staying the night at another gas station, and I don't know why, but I woke up early, and well, not because I wanted to. It was a little chilly, and that kind of woke me up. And but an hour before, no, about an hour and a half before, so I went to go. Man, these days going by fast. I think what I did, I went I drove, and then I went to go, I wanted to go to Miami, and so I'm driving down to Miami, but I do it like a couple hours each day, or like every other day, to save money, and help the car not driving a lot. I'm already driving a lot for Uber Eats, so trying to maintain it. And then I got to Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is like 2 hours away, I think, from Washington, or hour and a half. And went to Planet Fitness, and then I dozed off again before I went to Planet Fitness, sorry. And it was like 12 o'clock, because I just got, these past 2 days I took a long nap in the mornings, and it just felt good, man, sleeping. Like just like I didn't want to wake up. And I didn't realize, a couple hours went by, and then so I only had a couple hours to do Uber Eats, and then it wasn't that busy, and then I'm like, well, let me drive about an hour, 20 minutes more to get to a bigger city, which is Fayetteville. I looked it up online. I was in Rocky Mount, which was like 5,000 people population, and Fayetteville is 209,000. So I'm like, let me come here, and I drove here, and I arrived right at the time of the football game, Ohio State versus Notre Dame. national championship. It was really cool. Had my Mountain Dew. They had like a blue Mountain Dew that they serve, and got that, and got mozzarella sticks, got chicken wings, and I got fries, chili cheese fries. And I watched the whole game there. And just got done like 30 minutes ago. I'm at Sheetz, which is a 24-hour gas station. It's a nice, reliable one, so I like to sleep here. And wrote down some things I want to talk about. But yeah, it made me so I try not to cry in front of you boys, because I'm learning that it's weak, and you should cry only when you're by yourself, not in front of people. Never in front of people. Doesn't matter if you're family, the ones they say they love you, does not matter. You never do it, because it's always a sign of weakness. So but yeah, so when I was younger, your Uncle Dito would like pump my chest sometimes. Like when I'm next to him, he would like hit my chest, like, yeah, let's go, kind of like that. And sometimes it hurts me, but I remember it was fun. Like, it was like hyping each other up, like, yeah, let's go. And he would like pump my chest, and especially during football games, he was a better dad than my real dad. Yeah, like, I truly loved him. So ever since when I left Texas to do this city visiting, I would do it, pretend my brother's sitting down next to me in the car, and I would like hit the chest part of the car, and I'm like, we're doing it, like pumped up. And then I did it again right now when we won the championship, and I thought of him because in 2003 we won the championship. Ohio State beat Miami, and those were that was a beautiful time for me. I was young. I think I was like 12, 13. I was doing good in basketball in my junior high. I was starting talking to girls. Those, didn't work or anything. I just hung out with my brother, and he let me. He hung out with me. It wasn't like, oh, I was a disturbance to him. No, he like included me. It was so cool. So I didn't realize we won the championship in 2014, but I was already dating your mother. I was going on like a year or so dating your mother, and I slowly stopped watching sports because I focused all my time on her. So yeah, I totally forgot that we won 2014, but the one that I remember the most was 2003, and it's a beautiful, beautiful moment, man. So I remembered it right now. I was like, we won, man. We won. And then the new thought was, with my boys. In Nashville, this guy at this cigar lounge, when we were watching the Tennessee versus Ohio State game, we got excited because we were doing good, and he was like, he wasn't for Ohio State, he was against him, and he made a joke. He was like, well, we were all happy, and he was like, well, makes you smile the same thing makes you cry. And he said it like twice, and we're like, yeah. And then you could tell people are thinking about other things like relationships and stuff, and it just got you thinking a lot, that little saying. Well, what makes you smile will also make you cry. And I thought of my life with Nancy and you guys. It would have been cool if I would have watched the game with you guys. I used to love how your mom would pronounce Ohio State. Just a little beautiful accent. Ohio State. Like she put effort into learning about it, and I appreciate that. So let me so I wrote, I know you guys are hurting. So I talk all about me. So I just want you guys to know that I understand. I'm conscious that it also is hurting you guys. This separation, this divorce, I know it's hurting you guys, and the majority of my thinking, of my mind, thinks that your mother really never loved me. And I don't know if it's because of her doing or not, but let's just say she did love me. One can ponder, one can dream. And if she did, I would understand that it will be hurting her too. She did so much for me, and I did so much for her. I cared about her so much. There's things that I've spoken to your mother about that only I did. She was abused when she was younger, and I was the one that got it out of her. I was the one that listened to her. I was the only one that did that. None of her family did. I was the one that listened to her. I was the only man that respected her sexual desires, that respected her body, that respected her mind, that listened to her. And I know that would hurt her if I'm gone. She did so much for me. And I did so much for her. So I understand it would hurt, and then I understand that I've done so much for you boys that you don't even realize. When you get older, you realize what a true father does, and I did that. In spite of all my frustrations of dealing with my own frustration with God and the whole world, and juggling everything, I'm surprised I didn't lash out more than that one time. But I did it. I kept going. But in spite of all that, I kept going. So I would understand that it would hurt you boys a lot. This divorce life. So don't think I don't recognize that. I do. Oh, I wrote many women working home replacements. So I like to have a business mindset, and every time when I pick up food, and I like to observe things, and I keep noticing all throughout the country so far is there are so many women working in fast food, cleaning, making food, taking orders. Everything that they said, oh, I don't want to do to my husband, I don't want to do to my family, I don't want to get home and clean, oh, I don't like doing this and making food, and yet they're doing it. But they're not doing it for the family. There's no love anymore out of it. They would do it because it would be loving. They would see the happiness on their faces. But this is business. Fast foods, all this stuff, restaurants, it's all business. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about who you serve. It's how many you serve. Because that's all they care about. How many customers? There's no just one customer, which is your family, that you'll see every day. No. And it just brought kind of sadness to me when I observed it. I'm like, shit. And Mexican women too. So not even white women and Mexican women, but I saw this one Mexican restaurant and they had like 8 women in the back, and I made a joke. I told the girl, I'm like, you can see from the back, and I'm like, man, all women. And she laughed. I'm like, man, poor husbands. They're at home with no food. And it's just all messed up. It's upside down. So the same thing they fought for, they were sold a bad bunch of goods, a lie. They were sold a lie, because basically they were replaced. Instead of doing it at home, they're doing the same thing, but they do it for a paycheck. And there ain't no love from that. So, that's what sucks. And I don't know, most likely your mom, unless she finds a rich man, she'll most likely work. And that's what I mean about, and I'll talk about pureness. I wrote that at the end. That's why women will never understand. Well, your mother did. So I want to reiterate. It says I refuse divorce. Oh, yeah. I will repeat it. I refuse this divorce life. And I know this will make you guys hate me, because I won't be there. And I understand. But I do understand that it's for your benefit, even though you don't see it. But you'll live a life without confusion. And what I mean by that is, you are certain that you hate me. And that is so much better than being confused if you hate me or not. When you have 2 fathers, or a boyfriend of your mother, or a girlfriend of mine, back and forth, this whole custody crap is for the birds. The kids get confused. Like, does my dad really love me? Does this guy really loves me? Or does my dad love me? This guy's here, but he spends more time with my mom. My dad is not here, but he talks to me more on the phone. He forgets sometimes of baseball practice, but my dad doesn't. So you get confused. You're like, what the hell? Who do I love? Who loves me? And trust me, boys, that will mess a young man's mind up. When you don't know who loves you. So I'm eliminating that. You know who you love, and you know who you hate. My ultimate goal is for your mother to realize how strong I believe in a holy family marriage, and for her to come back. But again, one can dream. I don't think it's going to happen. Then I wrote, no love, just conditions. I know. I'll use your mother as example. I remember she would say, solo para ti, when she shows me her private parts in a loving way, in a respectful, loving way, or when we are close to each other. She always says, solo para ti, and it felt good. Like, wow, like, it's only for me. Like, there's a Spanish song from Antonio Aguilar, and talked about, no más para mí. Something of regalo. I forgot the song of it, but I think of that song, or at least that little part of it. Well, it says like, God made this present just for me. Like you can't believe it. So, but even all that is still, she still had conditions. Never true love. It feels like it, especially when they say it and when they do things. Like, she makes food, she cares for our boys, she thinks of me, she asks me questions how I feel, she listens to me whenever I take a lead. All these things that show that she cares and loves me, but it's all under condition. And her condition was if I did not change. And again, I refuse to believe that the way she was coerced, the way she was manipulated by her own family, that they thought I was this criminal guy, that I was gonna kill you guys or hurt you guys even more. Something so sickening. They didn't trust me. They didn't understand what I was going through. And they almost had me to believe it. That's how good they are. But no, I've learned so much. It's too late. So it's all irrelevant. On my point and on their point. It's too late. But I do understand that even that, she had conditions. It's not, okay, let me care for him all the way. I trust him. Even though I don't understand him right now, I trust that he will change on his own, and I trust that he will not do those harmful things. That is called unconditional love. When you have no condition. Doesn't matter if you change or not, I will still love you. I'll still care for you. But I understand. We're human. We gotta have what's in it for me. You know? It's always that. It's always conditions. What about me? What about me? So that's why I said that your mother is a perfect example. And I would consider her a very, 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 very faithful woman. So I don't even want to imagine a woman that's not faithful. So many conditions. So it's pointless. In fact, I tried a couple prostitutes. Because to me, I just need that sexual desire. Because I have no love anymore. There's no, told you guys already about the other woman, and it just, nothing. So I feel nothing. It's just a human desire, but there's no love connected to it. I just gave up on love. And then I found out a business side of it where I can do like certain reviews for these women. And some actually gave me money to do it. So I don't even have sex with them. I just offer them a service, my little business mind. And I treat it like it's a business because it's making money. I laugh about it because I never had any other, well, that Salvadoran woman made food for me. But apart from her, your mother was the only one that made food for me the past decade. And when no one cared, no one calls me, no one thinks of me, I was making a little profile for these prostitutes, and they think of me as a friend now. And I don't have relations with them, like don't have intercourse with them, and they like it because it's a risky business. In fact, it's risky for me, even though I'm not doing anything other than helping them with the computer side of it. And they're all Hispanic women that need help because they don't know how to work the computers. And I saw a need, and I saw a cost that I can make money. I don't care anymore. I have nothing, so it doesn't matter. And when I was at her hotel, she had her sister that does the same thing. And from Peru, and they're just walking around naked as we're chatting. And I was doing the computer work, and it was getting late. It took a little longer than I expected, and one of the girls said, well, I'm hungry. She made her little meal. She had a little kitchenette thing at the hotel room, and she hooked it up, and she made rice and pork chops with some type of sauce. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to eat. And she was like, no, I want to make it for you. Thank you. So a prostitute served me food. Prostitute cared. So I don't know about this world anymore, man. And then one of the other girls, she lives in California. She ended up paying $200 for me to put some reviews on her page, and I threw it out there. She mentioned she might go to Chicago, and we started chatting. And the funny thing is, she looked like your aunt, Reina, who I used to like when I first met her. I talked to her first. I asked her if she was dating anyone first before I spoke to your mother. And nothing ever happened. I remember I asked her first. And then she said she was dating someone, and I never liked being that type of guy of pursuing a girl that's taken, so I just stopped pursuing her. I started with your mother, and then your mother was single, and that was that. But I thought she was pretty. But I never thought of her anything more than a sister-in-law this whole time, because I loved your mother so much. We were alone a couple times. Nothing. In fact, I was proactive in getting out of the room alone with her. I was so devoted to your mother. And yet, And here I met this woman 2,000 miles away in California that looks like 90% like her. I'm like, wow. She even smiles like her. Like your Aunt Raina. And I was like, hey, well, I asked little by little, are you going by plane? And she was like, no, it's kind of dangerous because she don't have papers. And then I asked, well, why don't you go by car? And she said, no, she don't have a car. And then I said, well, I can drive over there, maybe a couple weeks, but I'll get over there. If you want, we can go. But I'll stop in different cities to try to sell my suits. And she said, yeah. She liked the idea, she said. So here it is, a prostitute wanting to spend time with me. And the funny thing is, I have more respect for her than anyone that you're surrounded by of your family, because at least they're honest. At least they know they're faking with me. So I know it's all fake. She doesn't want to spend time with me. It's just the idea that we do it. That we smile. I even took a picture whenever we did video calls. She just smiled, and I smiled back. She was really dishonest, but she was upfront about it. I'd rather have that than someone that says todo para ti. And then changes because of conditions. It's almost that saying I used to say, I trust more of a atheist than a wannabe Catholic, because at least an atheist tells you the truth, that they hate God. They tell you where they stand. The same thing with her. I'm not surprised, because she tells me where she stands. So I don't know. I'm planning on going to California. See what happens, because I have nothing anymore, man. Been over a year now. I still legally can't see you guys. And not your mother, not even you boys will ever understand how that fucks a man's brain up of not being able to see the people he loves. And you can't say nothing about it. You can't talk about it. Can't do nothing about it. You just have to live with it. So next one is not pure, now dirty. Oh yeah. So that kind of goes to that pivot. It'll never be the same anymore. I always thought like, oh, I want to get back together and how it was. No. What we had was pure. And now it's dirty. It's tainted. Look what the hell am I doing? I went to a cigar club or cigar lounge a couple days ago on a Saturday, and they wanted $35 to sit and smoke there. I'm like, that's crazy. My cheap mind. I'm like, I don't want to spend that much. I spend maybe 20, but you're telling me $15 more? Goodbye. Then right next door, they had a big DJ. I kept hearing the music, and I sat there, and I ended up dancing with a couple of women. And one kissed me. And they had this type of music where you like dance for a whole hour. And I did it close to half hour. It was crazy. My heart was pumping. And yeah, I had a boner because the way she was dancing close to me. There's no pureness anymore. It's all dirty. And believe me, your mom is doing that too. Her nights with her sisters, her thoughts. Once you enter into a divorce world, there's no pureness anymore. It's all dirty. Doesn't matter if you're the most faithful woman ever. Her thoughts are the ones that are dirty. And Catholic women are so good at hiding their bad thoughts, at hiding their flawlessness, because they show off their purity, which is a fake. That's the way it is. So, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah. So, yeah, clean my face and get ready to go to bed. It's funny, I slept like 3 hours today, and I'm still tired. But that's what's going on in my world. I really don't know what I'm doing. Child support came up $1,000 instead of $975. So I don't know if it's like every 6 months or every year it goes up. So far it went up by what, $30 bucks. So hope it doesn't go even more, because I don't got too much, but I'll find a way. I just made the first payment. That's why I was able to see it. Well, not the first payment, but the monthly payment. And oh man, my little booster seat. I normally take that off because it bothers me when I sleep on it. Kind of like hurts my shoulder, hurts my my thighs. Then normally I take off my belt so it doesn't bother my legs so much. Oh man, I'm gonna take off my shoes. Oof, smell bad. Hopefully I don't go number 2. Oh, excuse me. I normally have a little spray somewhere. Right. That's all I got. I used to put vinegar, but it wasn't taking care of the smell. The smell was still bad, and this is like a air freshener thing. I don't know if it's good for my feet, but it sure does give a nice smell. So, take off my tie. But yeah, now I'm gonna head. I want to head today, but no, I'm already tired. I'll start. Well, I know I like Fayetteville. Here are all my ties. A lot of ties. So put it right here. It's the only way I can. Oops, the other way. It's the only way I can hang them without them being messed up or wrinkled. So I would have it already made like this and then have it hung up. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of ties. I really enjoy them. And it's a way to wear them in this type of climate, in this type of business, I guess. So Oh man, I'm about to fall asleep. But I'm gonna put on this jacket. I think I told you guys about this for 32 bucks. And it came down from 100 normal price to 49, and then the button came off, and I just asked. The worst they say is no. Just asked if they can give me any discount, and gave them a genuine look, like, hey, wasn't mean or anything, and was patient and quiet while they did their little paperwork and computer work, And she said, yeah, we could take it down to 30. So I'm like, all right. So after tax, it was like 32 something. So it's a beautiful jacket. Heck, I might give it to one of you guys when I pass. This something I believe I can keep well maintained. I think that's all I want to tell you guys for now, of course. Put this on and then put this behind me now, this jacket. I'm really tired now. Oof. Put this behind my back so gives me kind of some cushion. Oh, yeah. I have this blanket. I have the car on for a little bit to keep the heater on. Oh, it has a smell like a cigar smell. Oh, it smells good. Oh, man. That's life, man. Best, not the best, because this is never the best. But I always like to tell you guys that cry alone, man. Don't ever cry in front of people. I wish that was the case. Don't even cry in front of your therapist. I wish that was the case, that you can cry in front of people. I did it a lot in front of your mother. But I'm learning that was weak. Doesn't matter if you're a nice 4'11" gentle woman or a mean woman. They will think of it as weak. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they tell you, oh, you can tell me your emotions, okay. Nope. Don't get tricked into that, man. Alright. If I don't have to go poo-poos. That's what sucks, because I have to move all this and put my shoes back on. But Ohio State won. And like I said, I don't know how to take it, man. But they won. I imagine that. I wish that your mother thinks of me, because I don't know if she saw it on TV that they won, but it's a big deal. Doesn't matter if you're into sports or not, you probably hear about it. And I'm the only one that's connected to Ohio State in her life, so. When I was at the cigar shop, I forgot what it was called. Oh, the House of Monte Cristo in Arlington, right by, right in Washington, when I went there yesterday, and I ended up talking to two women there, and one was getting married and the other one was not, and I wasn't like flirting, and to the contrary, I brought up your mother, and I told her, like, of course it's not real, but I like to dream. So I tell a fake story. I tell them that no, but we'll get back together. She hasn't seen anyone, and I haven't seen anyone. So it's a good sign. I talk good about her in front of women. And the girl, it was funny, like, you'll be surprised, boys. Women would want men that are committed. It's the sickest thing ever, but it's the real reality. They find them more attractive. They want to take that kind of men. I'm divorced and they still want to take me from the divorce life. Because I told them, and the single woman said, well, you know, there's always two sides of the story. And I know what she was getting at. Like, she was trying to get on my side. Like, oh, maybe it's her fault too. Because I kept saying it was my fault. And I recognized my anger too late. But I understand why she made that decision. I respect her for it. That's what I told him. And she said, well, it's always two sides. Like, as if maybe she needs to change too. And then I looked at both of them and I said, no. She's beautiful, I said. And I kind of looked and like I wanted to cry, but I'm like, I paused for a second. Man, they looked at me. I swear to you, they want to have sex with me that minute. One girl, the other girl even said, oh my gosh. The fiance, the one with the fiance, and she was like, oh my gosh. Like, as if like it was the most romantic thing I said. And I know what she was thinking. Like, man, why can't that's the type of man I want. That even the most perfect time to be mean to her, make fun of her, where she would never hear about it. And yet he says the most beautiful thing about her. That's what women want. So I cock-blocked myself. And yeah, like, I have no desire to love another woman. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, I have to live with this world. There's no happiness, it's just living. And I know I messed up. And I can't go back. I know I messed our family up. We are the most beautiful family, and I don't want anything but that. But that doesn't exist anymore. No matter how much we try to think that, it doesn't exist because I ruined it. I just have to live in misery. And watch Ohio State win. Yeah. So I'll talk to you guys again. We'll see where I go. I have no agenda, I have no itinerary. I'm just gonna go wherever it takes me. But I do love you guys. I wouldn't be in misery if I didn't love you guys. I would be happy with someone else if I didn't love you guys. I would be having my own life not thinking about you guys at all. If I didn't love you guys. And I don't mean just you boys. I mean your mother too. This whole thing, I still love her. That never changed. I don't even know what love is anymore. But I know I still love her. Yeah, it's time to go to bed, man. And hope you guys have a good night, and till next time, whatever that means. Have a good night, man. Tell your mother I said hi.